Hi, my name is Alexis, and I am a CTE teacher here at the Science Math Institute.
And my name is Alexa Folsom Hill. I'm also a CTE teacher, and I run the Next Move internship program for the Science and Math Institute.
One thing I find really awesome about the Science Math Institute is that our unique location and our partnerships allow us to create pathways and experiences that can happen nowhere else.
Yeah, I second that, Alexis. It's really exciting that students come to school here and have a real vision and understanding of all of the opportunities that we offer. And our SAMI Pathways are a big part of making that happen for them. And we're just excited to help you connect with it. We talk a lot in high school about graduation and graduation rates, and SAMI's really proud of what we can do academically for students. And we are just as proud of our post-high planning and what happens to students after they walk across that stage with that diploma.
And for folks like me who've been in education a really long time, it's important that we don't focus solely on graduation as the goal for high school. Just getting across that line and saying, that's okay. What is okay is that we help students connect to their future vision and their future mission. And what we can do with our Pathways programs and our relationships with the community is put students in internships that align with their passions and their visions. We can help students select courses to give them the experiences that they need, not only to support those internships, but also support future careers.
Absolutely. It aligns really well too, obviously, with the vision and mission of our schools. We are in partnership. It's SAMI and SOTA and IDEA, and the internship program transcends that. And it's just, we spend a lot of time, I think, trying to collect student feedback on what they really want to get out of their 4 years with us. And we try really hard to tailor courses, all in all different forms, and also internships to meet what their needs are. Six representative pathways that we have at SAMI. We're not limited to these six, but these six really deeply dive into some of our big connections that we have here at this school. Obviously, you can kind of read them for yourselves.
One thing I want to add here is that what these pathways do is they exemplify what SAMI can do with our partnerships, our location, and all the tools that we have here.
Exactly.
We are in an ideal location to have student experiences between the forest and the sea. So all of our marine science pathways have direct access to the Puget Sound. So when we talk about working with water, working with the ocean, we're working in the Puget Sound. Our relationships with the Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium, we're talking about veterinary science, we're talking about working with animals. We're also the park itself. This is a perfect place to learn how to do environmental studies. It's a perfect place to learn about forestry.
Absolutely.
But all this is supported by science. And science is about data collection, data analysis. And our computer science programs help give us the skills so that we can do modern science, do modern data analysis.
Our hope with the internship program here at the school as well is that we have locations where a student who's studying marine science can then go do marine science, or who is interested in environmental studies can go do environmental studies for school credit during the school day as part of their personalized pathway.
One of my friends, Matthew Lonsdale, explained to me that the park is full of trails. And there are big trails and there are little trails. And you can be following a big trail, then find a little trail, and then you'll be on the little trail for a while, maybe even find a smaller trail, then you end up back on that big trail. And he said, this is really what our pathways are about. We want every student to find their path through their education. But we don't want folks just wandering through the forest. It's best to be on a path. It's best to be on a trail. I found that really brings pathways home to me. Because I think of myself as, first of all, this school didn't exist when I was young, so this is amazing that we have this opportunity right now. But if I was coming as a ninth grader and I'm really interested in animals, what kind of classes would I have starting out? So I have these foundation classes. So would those simply be prescribed to me, or is there some choice involved?
Yeah, that's one of the things that SAMI actually, I think, does really well in the foundation classes, meaning that 9th grade, 10th grade year, is we offer a sample of all of our pathways. And we give you those fundamental foundational classes. AP Environmental Science. We do outdoor education. There is Intro to Natural Resources and Agriculture, which would be your animal favorite probably. We also do Exploring Tech, Exploring Comp Sci, and we also have a really wonderful program called First Step that involves becoming an educator. And all of those, I think, give us a really great first layer so that students really understand what they're getting into when they start to design their personal pathways.
So from a graduation point of view, I have the opportunity to gain my elective credits just right there, but also I'm getting a chance to do some exploration, so I don't have to decide right away.
Huh? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And even in the exploration classes, you're still, no decision has to be made. You still get to wander on all of your paths, the little ones, the big ones. And our hope is that by the time we get to those capstone classes, that you really do have an internship, a project, a placement where you have taken those years of development and now you're applying them in a real setting.
So your specialty here is the internship program. So I'm a 9th grader, then I'm a 10th grader, and then I'm an 11th grader when I come to you, and I'm still interested in animals. So do I get an internship at the zoo?
Oh, it's could be likely. Yes, absolutely. The zoo, as a major partner, is a big host of our internships, as are other community partners all over Tacoma. And we have a variety of places for people to explore and earn the credit and to design their pathway around that.
Now let's dive in and let's look at what it takes to create your own personalized pathway. What does that entail? Remember, every student will create their own personal pathway towards graduation and beyond. But what does that mean?
Well, we want it to be a sequence, so progressive sequence, so that things are building on top of each other. And it's one of the things that SAMI offers, and actually lots of schools offer it, but we really care about it and focus on it, are our college and the high school classes, and also our dual credit offerings. Meaning, while you're taking a high school class, whether it be an academic class or a career tech class, you actually have the opportunity to earn college credit. And so you can graduate from SAMI with quite a number of credits at different universities and community colleges locally and outside of the state.
I thought you had to go to Running Start to get college credit.
Oh, that is one way people do it, but we offer this, and we have a lot of really happy students and successful graduates who have then taken those credits and gone on to higher institutions and transferred those credits. And
so I don't have to go to Running Start to get college credits?
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, you don't. Another important part of the pathway is the specific career path or 2 or 4 year post-high plan as an outcome. So if you are going into an industry or into a career that requires a college degree or requires some kind of certificate, we want you to know that, and we want to make sure that you are in line to earn that, potentially even while you're at school. We do have some of those certificates, but for sure once you graduate and you're prepared to go to that higher institution. And finally, an internship, club, mini-term, ANA, lots of different terms there. Once you come around, you'll know when those things happen and what those mean. But we offer specialty classes and courses that connect to pathways that feel very real world and feel important to actually take what you're learning in the classroom and apply it into those community experiences.
So I'm thinking about this in the pathway I built in my head. FFA exists here at SAMI, Future Farmers of America. And then if I'm more interested in robots, there's the SODABots, which is the partner school's premier robotics team, the First Robotics.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if I want robots that are underwater, then there's MATE, Marine Advanced Technology Education, which is robots underwater. And then there's Knowledge Bowl. And
so many paths, so many paths.
Hi, I'm Maxx King, and I teach AP Environmental Science, I teach health, and I also teach art here at SAMI. So I'm going to walk everybody through the Personalized Pathway Planner. And so This is the opportunity for where you are going to be setting your pathway and finding all the classes that you want to register in your upcoming years at SAMI. An example right here is that we have jobs and careers, where you are going to look into the jobs and careers that are within the field that you're interested in, and then also what are some 2- and 4-year programs that you'd be interested in as well. 2- and 4-year programs are applicable for a lot of different career choices. So there's like 2- to 4-year architecture programs, or if you're doing like a master's, a PhD, even trade schools. So it's really important to do both the 2- and 4-year programs if you're looking into a career field. Then you're going to look at the skills and abilities that you need to be successful. And so that might require a little bit of extra research and really thinking about what are the things, the new technology, the 21st century skills, all of the different things that you need to work on and build in your resume as you go into your career path. So what does that look like on a daily basis? What are the hours going to be like? Is it like a 9 to 5? Is it maybe there's 12-hour shifts? Who are you working with? Are you doing a really independent, like study kind of lifestyle, or are you working with a bunch of people? And so that's something that you can kind of tailor as you discover more about yourself within your years at SAMI. So for the personalized pathway progression, you're going to have your foundations, your explorations, and then your pathway electives. So these are going to be the required classes, the classes that we're kind of discovering yourself and all the different kinds of classes within that field, and then also specific electives that are going to kind of elaborate on those experiences. So you'll develop a 4-year plan where you are starting with your freshman year and then mapping out the classes that you'll need, the 8 classes for your sophomore, junior, and senior. So a lot of those classes, as we're going to talk about, are going to be kind of preset based on your graduation requirements, but then also you have electives that you are going to choose, and the pathway is going to really help inform those choices. So based on the career that you want to go through or the fields that you want to explore, that's when you're going to be choosing different classes that are going to then enhance that experience and then help add to those skills that we talked about. So you're going to use a graduation requirement cheat sheet as a reference, and that's going to help you look at, okay, in addition to the classes that I'm interested in, what do I absolutely have to take to graduate? And then also look at the overlap where those things kind of meet up so that you can take your graduation requirements, and then you can also simultaneously pair them with things that are relevant to your pathway. So for example, over here we have English and world history and a math that's going to be required. But as you go into your higher level maths, like your junior or senior, your pathway can help determine what kind of math you would want to take. So if you're looking into going to the sciences, maybe you really want to take statistics, versus if you are somebody who's going into more specifically like engineering, mechanical engineering, that AP physics or the AP calculus, and calculus is going to be really important for you. So ideally, you're going to have your sophomore, your junior, and your senior year. You're going to be mapping out all the different classes that you're interested in and finding this balance between what is required of me for a graduation requirement and then what are things that I want to take because they're going to be so relevant to my career field, or at least exploring what career field that you want to go into. Okay. So the last part of the planning document is the connections and going deeper. And this is where you're going to have things like A&A, club opportunities, next move internships during your junior year, where you are going to be able to explore the different kinds of career paths that you're interested in. And you can find whether, hey, this is something I'm kind of interested in and I want to see if I want to go into it deeper, or take the opportunity to realize, hey, maybe this isn't exactly what I'm looking for, and that's when you're going to be adjusting your pathway throughout these years. Something like mini-term is a great example where you have a month-long course that you get to focus on a very specific niche interest. And then internships is where you're literally taking your steps into that future career field, and you're building those skills and responsibilities that are going to help bolster your resume and also be added to that career pathway. There is a variety of different internship sites that we have SAMI students placed at all over the Tacoma and even greater area. And my understanding is that this isn't even an extensive list of all of them, but just currently where students are placed right now. There's everything from science and technology internships to health field. We have students who are working for real estate agents or with trades. And so there's experiences for you to be able to not only set your pathway, but explore it and get a taste of what it's like in the career field. So in addition to constructing your own pathway, there's also the opportunity where we have some preset pathways that SAMI is designed to really help support. So there's a computer science pathway, conservation environmental sciences, environmental education, marine science, marine tech, and then animal health and veterinary sciences. So we're going to take the opportunity to explore one of these pathways specifically. We're going to go ahead and open up the animal health and veterinary science pathway. So here's an example of a pathway that's already been filled out, and these are options that you can choose from. It's also really cool because you can use these as a reference if you want to make your own pathway, or also if you want to kind of like modify a pathway that is in a career field that's very similar. So if we look at this example, you can see that there are 2- and 4-year programs that have been explored. There is a list of different careers that are within veterinary sciences. So it's not just necessarily one, but like everything from a zookeeper to a microbiologist or also a veterinary assistant. There's an example of the foundations, the explorations, and the pathway electives. So for foundations, for example, you have health, which is a required class, or a first step, which is a class that all the freshmen take, while your explorations are going to be where you are trying a bunch of different classes in the career field. So zoo conservation and marine biology, 2 very different topics, but that's where that exploration point comes in. And then the pathway electives, where there's a variety of different science electives offered at SAMI, where you can kind of extend those skills and learn more about the field you're interested in. And here for this example of the Connect and Go Deeper, there is a plethora of different clubs that you can get involved with that have to do with the veterinary sciences. And so here's just a list of everything that SAMI has to offer, including, for example, like FFA or agricultural communications. In addition, the Next Move internship opportunities, where hopefully you are thinking about maybe where you want to intern in your freshman year and kind of curating your skills and your classes around this. And then working on, hey, maybe I want to volunteer at a veterinary clinic, or I think I'm really interested in maybe more exotic animals and trying to really aim for an internship at the zoo. There's also mini-term opportunities where that's our month-long class that we focus on. And so if you want to explore maybe specific lab skills, you would want to try and take a forensics mini-term. Or if you're interested in more global and ecological parts of biology, then that environmental and natural resources mini-term would be a good option. But ultimately, what's great is that in a field like veterinary science, it's so broad, but you have all these opportunities to explore as your pathway then gets more narrow as you go throughout all of your years at school.
Hello, I'm Ms. Schmidt, and I teach pre-calculus and calculus here at SAMI, and I'm here to talk a little bit about the college and the high school offerings that we have. If you're on the Pathway Planning website, you go to the college and the high school class offerings button, click in there, and you can see an impressive list of college and the high school classes that we have to offer in the arenas of science, math, computer science, and humanities. And one of the most exciting things about the program right now is it keeps growing more and more year after year. Currently, if a student were to take advantage of all of the college and the high school offerings, they would leave here with about 60 college credits, completely free, funded by the state, being that a bachelor's degree is about 180 credits. That's about a third of the way there, so that's really, really exciting. We also have amazing teachers who teach in each of these arenas. For the science, we have AP Chemistry, Chem 140 through Bellevue College, AP Biology, Biology 106 also through Bellevue College, and Anatomy and Physiology, which is the Biology 201 through Central Washington University. My arena, we're proud to offer Pre-Calculus 2, which is Math 154 at Central Washington University, 172, which is Calculus 1, and also 173, which is Calculus 2, all offered through Central Washington University. Mr. Hashigan is proud at work offering some computer science courses, Computer Science 101, which is an introduction to programming, and also 140, which is a Java-oriented programming course. And then we have 4 options in the humanities: English 101, 102, 105, which is science and tech, super exciting for our students who are here at the Science and Math Institute. And then we have some heritage Spanish classes offered by Mr. Dominguez. Personally, I've been a part of this program in my career for about 23 years. And Central Washington University, I can speak to personally because it's the one that I do my programs through, has just offered so many benefits to students and families over the years. The transferability of these courses and credits is very similar to what you would find at Running Start if you went to TCC. But the difference, of course, is that you get to stay right here in your home school at SAMI with teachers that you know, teachers that care about you, teachers that are very available. And we have found over the years that student success with those high level of supports, while also having a high level of engagement and rigor, has just been an amazing opportunity to help them launch their academic career towards college. So I'm excited to see where this program takes us next. And I hope that you have the opportunity to explore some of these college and the high school courses while you're here at SAMI.
My name is Ms. Driscoll. I teach science at SAMI. I'm also one of the ASB coordinators. And I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can use clubs and activities and opportunities that we have here at SAMI to enrich that pathway planning at our school. So some leadership and club opportunities. I think what's really cool about our school is that all of the clubs and leadership opportunities that we have right now were created by students because of their passions. And I think what we're trying to do here with the pathways is have students follow their passions. And so when we're looking at what leadership opportunities are there, people who want to be leaders in the future, in their careers, in their departments, running for ASB is an opportunity in and of itself, right? So learning those governing body things, learning how to run a meeting and run and facilitate meetings with other people, how to reach out to people in our community, that all comes with just a generalized ASB position. And then beyond that, students have this opportunity to create clubs that may align with a passion that they have that doesn't exist at our school. So we have a very user-friendly process where students can go on to our website, go to the club petition forms, download those, find people who have similar interests and want to build a community to celebrate those interests within our school. They present those every year to our ASB, and they can get passed. We have our meetings once a week, and they can become a part of this enrichment time at our school and within these pathways. So we immediately had our FFA club developed this year that goes along with our agriculture pathways, and that club has been so fun to see. They've just absolutely bloomed in our school, and that's because of the students' passion for these things that they're doing. Let's take a look at some of the clubs that we currently offer so that we can take a look at a little bit about how those might connect to your current pathway that you're interested in. So we have SAMI Source, which is a way for students to develop writing skills if they want to go into journalism, if they're interested in media. That is a great club. We also love to foster artistic stuff. So we have art club, we have knowledge bowl, art club, yearbook is a good one for arts. We have our FFA club, again, that one was developed this year for our agriculture pathways. I really love some of those very specific culture building clubs. So we have not only our cultural identity clubs like API, Latinx, but we also have like tabletop games where people get to hang out with people who have like interests as them and build those connections, because most likely the connections that they're building in these clubs will foster connections within the classroom with people who are probably in similar pathways as them. We also have Key Club and STEAM Club. We have two big like science-based clubs. We have our SAMI ROV and we've got our STEAM Club. Those are really good opportunities for students who want to continue working with this science equipment we have at our school outside of just the regular classroom hours and classroom opportunities. And then all of our cultural clubs, they bring a lot of energy into the space. I really love all of the events that they put on and our cultural showcases that we've done every year for the past couple of years that are all centered around those students really bringing their passions to the table.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Skaggs, and I'm an English teacher here at SAMI, but I also help in college support for seniors. One cool thing about SAMI is that your mentor is really the #1 point of contact with your post-high plan, but I kind of come in and help out in ways that are needed across the board. So for example, for seniors, when you're filling out the common application, I'm the person you put down as your counselor for that. I'm also here to assist you with any issues or questions you have as it relates to narrowing down your college list or doing any college research. I also love helping people out with scholarships. It's one of my big passions. The best time to reach me is either through email or during A&A. I have an A&A that's dedicated to college planning. And I also work a little bit on college planning in my English classes as well. So I'm available for any support that you may need. Thank you. One helpful resource that the district has launched recently and that you can access through the SAMI website is the My Future College and Career Readiness section of our website. There's a lot of really cool tools there. A lot of the questions that I get asked are answered in this database. So you can find some things about career exploration and preparation, college readiness. You can find out things about college entrance exams, our dual credit courses. There's also a really cool program that the district has launched recently in which people can get automatic acceptance to a lot of local colleges based on their GPA and certain requirements. So this is the Guaranteed Admission Program. Really a cool opportunity for a lot of our students. And so there's a lot of information here, but I'm also available as a resource if you have any clarifying questions. I know paying for college is one of the greatest stressors that people have when they are deciding on what their post-high plan is, but there is a lot of good information here. There's also a giant scholarship database right here that you can look through. There's a lot of filters based on any information about yourself and your academics and your demographics and what your experiences are that can help you find the scholarships that make the most sense for you to apply to. There is a lot of money out there, and I will be honest, historically, not as many people apply for scholarships as they should. So I really feel like sometimes we're leaving money on the table. So take advantage of all these awesome opportunities that we have on this website. You can also find out some information about things like our VANI, which is the Verified Acceptance into your next institution, which is part of your high school and beyond plan. So the high school and beyond plan is a graduation requirement, and the VANI is one part of it. It's not that complicated. You just have to apply to a college and show proof of that with your application. So, and that is, there's some information about that right here.